Hello, everyone, and welcome to another night of Overwatch. My name's Commanda, and I'm here with Catherine Socks. How are you doing today, Socks?
I'm doing fantastic, Amanda. I'm really excited to be here, especially for the season opener of NACE for our Overwatch team. I'm really excited to see these boys play.
For sure, me too. Last 2 weeks have been a lot of fun, so hopefully we'll see a lot more that awesome gameplay again. And today they are against Cottey College. What do you think's going to happen today, Socks?
Well, the guys have been practicing pretty hard, but I'm always a sucker for the enemy team coming in, the enemy school coming in and kind of sweeping their legs out from under them, kind of bruise their egos just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. So I have high hopes that it's going to be some intense back and forth and it's going to be close games.
I hope so too. The guys have been on a 2-0 win streak right now for each game that they've played in the UCEA tournament. So hopefully we'll see some more awesome sweeps like that in the NACE tournament.
It's going to be a killer time, and I cannot wait.
So today we have our sponsors, St. Clair College, St. Clair SRC, St. Clair Alumni, the Zekelman School of Business and Technology, and PC Outlet and Tim Hortons.
Now would be a great time to have a double-double as well. Just have coffee on standby while we watch.
Well, we know that you like coffee, as your Twitch name is Socks with a Coffee Cup.
It's very true. It's a little bit of a crippling addiction, but
okay. we're college students. We depend on coffee.
That we do. Looks like our first map is going to be Oasis. And Oasis is a very beautiful map, in my opinion, Commanda.
A
little bit tricky to play on. There's a lot of high ground that the teams can take and a lot of just sort of careful positioning you need to do, especially if you don't want to get caught out by a sniper of some kind.
For sure. But it is an absolutely gorgeous map. I'd have to say it's one of my favorites out of all the Overwatch maps.
For sure. Looks like the boys are ready to go versus Cottey College. We've got almost full dive from St. Clair, where Cottey is rocking the Soldier 76 and Ashe combo, which should be an interesting play.
Ooh, and St. Clair College chooses to go with Sombra and Reaper.
Little bit of a brawly composition, and we see they've already kind of taken position on this high ground, removing the place where Ashe usually likes to set up and look down and shoot on the enemy team.
I'm surprised Available's not on the Ashe. We see him kind of play that hero quite often. But there's no time to talk about that. We have the Prince Wada on the Winston trying to kill that Mercy. Looks like he got the Elim. St. Clair is just murdering the other team right now with 3 kills already down.
An Adultered Sky attempted to escape, but Yestin was there to just clean it up. And we have, Ghosty goes down. Baby Diva gets hacked, and we don't see her anymore. Goodbye, Baby Diva.
That looks like it's going to be a team wipe for St. Clair.
And they see them setting back up on that high ground, maintaining that high ground control, seeing where the enemy team is going to come from is very important and very pivotal in being able to make accurate, concise dives.
For sure. We see a lot of these brawly dive comps recently, especially in Overwatch League. Oh, and it looks like the tanks are diving onto the point.
Prince Wada taking out one of their tanks, and then Yestin cleaning up with damage on Soldier. St. Clair looking incredibly dominant in this situation.
Apostle running in, getting some kills as Lucio there. You know, he's very well versed in healers, and he owned his Brig on the first game for the UCEA tournament.
It's true. He started out as a tank main, and if you watch his streams, you see him play Reinhardt whenever he can. And seeing him on a different role on support is really quite interesting. For
sure. Looks like Demi2K is trying to get a snipe here early into the game. They lose their Orisa. And Strider gets another kill onto Unaltered Sky.
A beautiful EMP from Strider, which allows his team to sort of clean up and just put enough damage in without the Cottey College being able to put up much of a fight.
Yeah. Final Elim on the Baby Diva there.
Oh, She tried to get out when she could, but she just wasn't able to.
They need to touch here to be able to have a chance at winning back this point, but it looks like Seymour is going to stop them with a Diva Bomb and Available with a Death Blossom, and it looks like that's the end of round 1.
Oh, a Death Blossom Diva Bomb combination is lethal because there's nowhere you can run.
Oh, for sure.
You're either running into a Reaper doing Beyblade damage or you're running towards a nuclear bomb.
Exactly, and especially with this map being so open. It's very difficult to escape that in that room there where it's just such a long room you can't really hide if you're stuck in there. So
no, and without a sort of shield for them to get behind, even like a Winston bubble or a Reinhardt shield to sort of block either damage, you're kind of stuck in a position where you're taking more damage than you can heal. I like the Mercy Moira combination. They're definitely not gonna be stressed for healing. You're always gonna have somebody who can pump out healing at an insane rate, but we can only hope that the DPS for Cottey College can also keep up and put in enough damage output that their healers won't be too stressed.
For sure. Looks like Prince Wada's diving in right away, and Strider gets 2 kills on Alter Sky and Silken Stars.
Strider going in to clean up on Adonis as well. And then once again...
Oh, that was nasty!
Got him with the melee kill.
Mm.
St. Clair setting up high ground once again. They really do like the high ground control, and it's such a good position for them where they can see where the enemy team is coming from and they can decide when they want to drop and where they can drop, and they have a lot of control over the map when they do it this way. Ooh, and Available is now on the Sombra.
Oh, and the fight hasn't even begun, but St. Clair shut it down. This is their point and they're making sure that it's known.
A very dominant performance from St. Clair, especially with a team kill very early into the game. They're looking dominant with a 34% capture onto the point.
And it looks like their ult charge is already getting close to almost having 5 ults there, with the Lucio ult coming up to 50, so they're going to be at 6 ults very soon. And Cottey College looks like they have just 1 ult over 50, but Available going in for some hacks, trying to shut down Ghosty before the fight starts. And Prince Wada and Seymour shut down their tanks, and
another
the entire
fight
team.
That's over, yeah.
Yeah.
Before it begins, just for a moment, you blink and you miss it.
For sure.
Talking about ult charge as well, when you look at the St. Clair College ult charge compared to the Cottey College ult charge, you can see that both supports on St. Clair are very close to having ultimates themselves, where Mercy and Moira, Adonis and Unadulterated Sky are only halfway.
Yeah. Huge EMP from Available here. He's trying to clean up. Oh my goodness. And it looks like the team cleans up again before the fight can even get to the point. Another kill inside of St. Clair.
The way everybody on St. Clair, the way they work together, the way they all dive in and clean up all the stragglers, or how it is. And
looks like game 1 is finished.
Game 1 goes to St. Clair. And it goes to show that how well these guys work together and how their communication works, where they are able to just clean up all the characters who are low health, especially after such a massive EMP from Available.
Looks like Strider and Available both had a turn on the front.
Oh, both the fact that Strider and Available can both switch and play the same character and get insane value out of them, to me is just mind-blowing. The flexibility of the two, both on DPS, is just wonderful.
I'm convinced that there are no DPS characters that the two of them can't play.
Exactly. Last week when we saw Strider on Pharah, it was, believe it or not, the first time he touched that character in their UCA preseason game. Yeah, and he just had another dominant performance.
Wow, the game comes naturally to him. It really shows.
He does, and I think St. Clair can do amazing things together.
Oh, for sure. They're close friends, so they really get along well, and it shows in their gameplay, the cooperation and the teamwork that they have.
Oh, definitely.
Alrighty. So I think we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in a few moments with some more Overwatch. And we are back for some more Overwatch. Right now we are watching St. Clair College versus Cottey College. What do you think of these lineups, Socks?
I think after St. Clair's dominant performance on Oasis, we're gonna look for another dominant one on Junkertown. It being a, oh, I'm forgetting the word for it, Commander, and I swear I know it. A payload map where the team just has to push the payload to specific checkpoints. They just have to make sure that cart gets to where it needs to be.
We know our St. Clair College boys really like Junkertown. They rave about it all the time, so.
Oh, always. It's, I would say, one of their favorite maps. And I've seen Prince Wada when he plays DPS. He tends to play a lot of Junkrat, and you know, he gets a little excitable when he's on Junkertown as Junkrat. You know,
for sure. The map is, well, literally made for Junkrat, so we won't see a Junkrat on the side of either team this time, but maybe we'll see it on the second half.
You never know. It is also a very good Widowmaker map because there's a lot of like high points for her to perch on, and like many different locations for her to grapple to, for her to get a good line of sight. And there's only very specific places where the enemy team and the attacking team and the defending team can hide. So it looks like it's going to be Demi 2K versus Strider in this Widowmaker sort of duel over the high ground. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
We see both Available and Strider on sniper characters for this this map here. So Demi 2K has to really watch to make sure that she's not getting sniped by either one of them at any time.
And it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially with Available on the Hanzo and able to put sonic arrows in specific locations. So we see St. Clair is holding incredibly close, and they can do this because they have the Reinhardt and they have Available sonic arrow, which just tells them exactly where the enemy team is at any given moment.
It looks like St. Clair is really not letting out Cottey College at all from spawn. You saw them do this on Havana last week. They just kept the enemy team in spawn, in Arkansas, I do believe, would not let them out. So we've seen before they're good at this.
Oh, it's true. And even when St. Clair eventually fell, they managed, because they held them so close, they managed to have another fight in them before they would reach that first checkpoint, because the amount of time it takes to push the payload and for them to respawn, it balances out.
For sure.
Ooh, Available getting a spicy kill on Unadulterated Sky.
Vailable is getting a lot of kills right early into this match here.
It's fun to see Prince Wada on his comfort character. He is our Reinhardt main, and we've seen him playing a lot of Winston, and what an insane shatter! I dare say, if a 6-man, a 5-man, either way, it's a good present for the birthday boy.
Wow, yeah. Happy birthday, Prince Wada. Birthday shatter for you.
Whew.
That.
I'm really hoping that Cottey College can push past here, even if it means they have to go out a different entrance. There are 2 other ways that they can eventually exit this map, but it looks like Bailable is making sure that that's not an option.
Wow, and Seymour has grab ready here too, so if they manage to get out of spawn even a few meters, he'll probably pop it and they'll just take it right back. So Cottey College really needs to watch out for those ultimates, as Justin and Seymour both have ults and Apostles coming up on his.
Strider popping walls, so now they know exactly where Cottey College is and where they're going to try to come out of. It does look like they're giving them a little bit of space, though. It does look like they're letting them out of spawn as we see them push the payload. Just 9.13 meters.
Feels like Seymour might ult here. Oh, and he does, and he captures 3 people in his ult and kills 2 of them in the process.
You called it, and he did it. Are you a mind reader? A psychic of some kind, Commander?
Oh, I've seen him play before, and I know he likes to go for those tricky plays.
Oh, just, ooh, Prince
Wada
Wada getting hooked. He dropped his shield for a second, and all of a sudden he was face to face with a Roadhog.
Wow.
Strider picking off Silken Stars as well. It looks like they let them get out for a little bit, and then decided, no, you need to go back into spawn. Not today. Not here. Not now.
Oh, Prince Wada with another shatter, and multiple ults on side of St. Clair. I don't even know how many ults that was. I think that was 3 or 4. Too many to keep track of there. But it looks like Cottey College is going to send out Bob and try to make one final push here for the last 20 seconds of the round. But it looks like St. Clair College is shutting that down before it can even happen yet again. As Seymour eliminates an altered... I don't even know now at this point. There's just so much happening.
Everybody's getting a kill. Prince Wada's getting a kill. Strider's getting a kill. Justin's getting a kill. It's a slaughter here on Junkertown defense. But overtime does trigger, but with Seymour's grab, it looks like it's very short-lived.
And it looks like St. Clair's going to take round 1 there.
Very, very dominant defense for St. Clair.
For sure.
It also means they only have to push it 9.13 meters to win this map.
Cottey College is going to need to really hold on to that point and defend up close like St. Clair was to even have a chance at making sure this payload doesn't go further than they had it before.
It's very true. Getting a bunker comp and setting it up really close to where we saw St. Clair holding, close to those first doors there. So it used to work with Reinhardt, Orisa, Bastion, Widowmaker. I'm probably getting the second DPS wrong, but then a Mercy and a Baptiste. And you could just kind of set up there and just absolutely decimate on defense.
For sure.
We see Seymour rolling around in spawn. Ball is an interesting pick, but I guess if you want to go in and disrupt whatever setup Cottey College has, Ball is a good pick to do that.
For sure. I think he's going to roll around that payload there and try to knock them off, because all he needs to do is push it just a few meters, so if he can push them off the payload for a second, they might be able to cap with just that.
Very true. It's an interesting composition of Hog and Diva to try to hold close here for Cottey College. It's going to be interesting to see how they fare against Prince Wada's Hog.
For sure.
Ooh.
Oh, it looks like there's a May wall going off from Available to try to block that damage.
Cottey College, somebody needs to touch, and unfortunately,
St. wins the second game on Junkertown.
Cottey College needed to hold up close. They needed to stay near the payload or near the spawn doors, and they just gave up a little bit too much space in that instance. And St. Clair, all they had to do was move it, like I said, 9.13 meters. They just had to move it just a little bit, and backing up the way that Cottey College did gave St. Clair all the space they needed without needing to get the kills to complete that.
For sure. I thought for sure we'd see a Reinhardt or something to swing at those doors, but I was wrong.
No.
The Diva Hog was a good idea, but it looked like it was too little too late for Cottey College.
I think if they had held closer and tried to get a lot of early picks off, it would have worked a little bit better. But with the Mei we saw from St. Clair, they could wall off Hog so he wouldn't be able to get a hook in, and they could just walk up and take that payload. Cottey College needed to play, I think, a little bit brawlier to match St. Clair, to hold them a little bit closer. I like the Brig pick from Cottey College, but it just where they were positioned and where they were holding didn't work out against the composition that St. Clair was holding.
Yeah, and Brig really had no one to kind of backpack there. Usually Brig would go off of a Rhine or maybe more of a shield tank like Sigma, but they didn't really have anybody for her to kind of build off of, so it was really her on her own, and I guess it just didn't work out this time, but there still is another 3 games potentially, so they could make a comeback here and do a full reverse sweep.
We could see the beginnings of a reverse sweep, like you said, and I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my hopes reasonably set. But I think we might be seeing a very, very dominant clean sweep from St. Clair College today. And,
yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Just before this cast, they were running drills. They were running movement drills to make sure that they were moving together and working together as a team. And you can see that kind of dedication and effort that they put in these games. It's mind-blowing.
They play together almost every day, every week for at least an hour or 2 at a time. I know they scrim a lot on weekends, and then they have 3 games during the week. So they're really putting in the work, and it shows like the difference between just a few months ago when they were putting the team together to now is night and day.
And it's going to be so interesting to see where they take it, because they're going to eventually, I think, come across a team where they're going to have a hard time with them. And I don't know about you, Commanda, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the day that they struggle just a little bit.
I'd like to see the rivalry.
Sweats drip down their brow. Yeah, a St. Clair rivalry with somebody to take up the gauntlet and face off against our boys.
Yeah, right now they are undefeated for their UCEA season, or
for the preseason. Yes, they won both their preseason games for UCEA, and
so
it was see that again in NACE, a dominant NACE performance
for sure.
And there are a lot of different schools that are in there, and I did a little bit of peeking at who they could potentially play against, and there are some of them to look out for, but
for sure,
spoilers.
Saints better not get not too cocky here, as they're going to be playing up against a lot of skilled teams this semester. But right now we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Alrighty, and welcome back, everybody. We are going into our 3rd game of tonight's NACE regular season opener from St. Clair College versus Cottey College, or Cottey College, actually. And we are on Kings Row. What do you think's going to happen this game, Sox?
St. Clair is defending first, so I'm thinking another pretty dominant performance from them. Cottey College has to not only break through that first point there between the to get past the statue of Mandata to get to the capture point, and then they also have to capture the point. I think St. Clair is really good at moving together, and especially with the Torbjorn to create a sort of crossfire of damage where they're positioned. I think St. Clair has this one in the bag.
For sure. Interesting pick on the side of Cottey with the Bastion. We see him a lot on this map because he can be placed in a lot of useful places. But it doesn't look like they have a Symmetra, so they might not do the TP strat this round. But
it looks like they're just relying on the Bastion to get a lot of damage in on that Reinhardt shield. But it looks like that's not going to happen as we see St. Clair just running in to meet them. And
Available chasing down the Bastion! Or the Baptiste!
Available, Strider, Prince Wada, Apostle. I think I saw every name pop up on the kill feed there. You can see, if not for a kill, for an assist. The thing about Bastion is that he's very stationary, so he sets up in one place and he very rarely moves. So all St. Clair really had to do there, and we saw them do it, was walk past their tanks into their team, and, well, you saw the kill feed.
For sure. It looks like Seymour is trying to get an early pick here, and Prince Wada's gonna run in hammer first, getting bubbled by Seymour. And they just decimate the other team with Apostle getting some kills with Lucio, and then Strider getting a huge Tracer Bomb there.
The picks with Tracer's Pulse Bomb were really, really good and really needed. Getting rid of the Bastion and the Baptiste in one go takes away a lot of damage and a lot of healing from Cottey College.
With St. Clair kind of specializing in that dive style of attack, even when they're not playing primarily dive comp. Oh, it looks like Prince Wada's gonna get a shatter here, cutting me right off and just cleaning up the other team again. But St. Clair with their kind of dive style of playing, it can be difficult to play Bastion into that when they can just dive right on you and you're dead in an instant.
Especially on attack, you want a more, I think, mobile hero than Bastion to sort of get you through that initial choke, especially when you have characters like Tracer and Lucio who can just speed in and out and get out of situations really easily.
For sure.
And you can,
Apostle's dropping down!
Apostle's there to scout, to see where the enemy team is coming from, relaying that information to his team, and then St. Clair can just go in and off of that information and do what they do best, and just murder the enemy team.
Yeah. It looks like Justin has Nano Boost with Seymour with Grab as well, and Strider with the Tracer Bomb, so we might see a combination of these ultimates. Cottey College has one ult right now, and it's from Baptiste, but the Bap window could make or break this situation, especially when they have Junk and Ashe here to really amplify that damage and get that shield break.
It looks like they did take out Available's turret, but it doesn't matter. The Nano Zarya into the Grab will take this team apart. Cottey College falling once more to St. Clair.
They trapped Rogue Taroga in the corner there, and the entire team just kind of like surrounded her, and she had nowhere to go. That must have been a scary moment for her.
At that moment, you just kind of look, you see, and you pray.
Yeah, you just hope for the best.
Strider's Pulse Bomb for the first time tonight, actually not getting any kills.
Pulse Bomb can be an extremely strong ultimate if you know how to land it right, and it seems like 9 times out of 10 he definitely does. But he looks like he's gonna clean up the baby diva there, and the team's gonna push up right to the spawn. Almost a little bit toxic there, trying to keep them trapped in there.
Just a touch, but that just goes to show how badly St. Clair want this win and how badly they want to take it home. They're going to punish misplays, and they're going to punish people just coming out of spawn in a linear fashion. They're not going to let them just stagger in without taking advantage of the fact that Cottey College just seems to be walking into them, walking towards them.
For sure.
And now we will see Cottey College on the defense this time around. So I think now they could probably pull out the Bastion. If they're going to run an Orisa and a Bastion, this on defense would probably be a better time to do it. There's a few options on high ground where they could set up, or even a Widowmaker would be a good pick for Cottey College. You just have to be careful of who you're dueling. If Strider or even Baleable pull out the Widowmaker, it's a duel that I personally definitely don't want to take.
For sure. They're both formidable snipers. It looks like Baleable is going to take the Widow to try to get an early peek there. Maybe just for... Oh, he swapped back to Sombra. I do know that St. Clair team likes to get those early picks with Widow and swap back right in spawn before exiting, but it looks like they're going to go for the Sombra, maybe to hack. They might be expecting a Bastion and think that's the best way to get rid of him. I'm not quite sure, but they're about to show us very, very quickly.
Oh, it'll be an interesting matchup for sure, especially since they're running the Rhine Zarya and Cottey College is running Sigma Diva, where Sigma Diva have a lot of eat potential. Compared to Reinhardt's shield, the defense matrix and the Sigma shield just don't have enough health. Oh, and I just saw Demi2K get a little bit stuck in that stairwell there, but it looks like they managed to get out, and Strider
goes down.
Falling to Silken Stars, getting stunned by the Brigitte, and then just getting shot.
Wow, St. Clair is kind of regrouping up behind them here, trying to get a good opportunity to enter as they're down 1 DPS, but Strider's already back, taking out the... Prince Wombat actually taking out the Baptiste, and the rest of the team is following up with 2 more kills, and another kill on the side of Strider, so Cottey College looks like it's going to be a win for St. Clair, 3-0.
3-0 to St. Clair, a very quick game. But I think Cottey College does have the potential to become a formidable opponent. They just need to work a little bit on the comps, and maybe a little bit on the comms, and then I think they'll be able to put our boys in their place.
For sure, I'd like to see a rematch, maybe in like a year's time to see the difference here.
Me as well. I would definitely love to see that as well, especially since Cottey College is a new team. They formed just earlier this year, and there's very little information on their esports team, but from what I saw, they're new. They're brand new. So the potential for them to go anywhere is limitless. A little bit of practice, a little bit of dedication, a little bit more scrim time, more coaching, and they could knock our socks off.
For sure. I like the pun there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you know.
So we do have a schedule for the next couple matches with St. Clair. Looks like for Tuesday the 29th at 8 p.m. we have the NACE Rocket League doubleheader. Wednesday the 30th at 8 p.m. again, we have UCEA Overwatch season opener for our varsity team. Thursday on the 1st, we have 7 p.m. another NACE Overwatch versus Kettering University match. And that's it for Overwatch for the week. As we move to Friday the 2nd at 8:30 p.m., we have the Collegiate Rainbow Six regular season, week 3. And the following night, Saturday the 3rd at 10:30 a.m., we have the Rocket League Spirit Esports Tournament. So we have a lot of Rocket League and Overwatch in the coming weeks, so be sure to stay tuned for that and follow us on our social media.
Definitely going to be a packed schedule, which is going to be great. And Commander, you're going to be casting the game on Wednesday as well, if I'm not mistaken. I will not be. You'll have Zeddy back to cast with you again, but it'll be, I think, amazing to see you on the screen again to cast the Overwatch.
Thank you very much. Pretty new to it, and hoping that it'll go well. I know today I think it went pretty well, especially Sox, you haven't casted too many times before, I do believe, but you did great.
I prefer to be more analytical. I prefer to be more editorial. I'd like to be more behind the screen than actually on it, but I had a lot of fun today, especially watching Overwatch, which is the game I'm most passionate about.
For sure. And looks like we're going to end the stream very shortly here, but before we do, just a huge thank you to our sponsors, St. Clair College, St. Clair SRC, St. Clair Alumni Association, Zeckelman School of Business and Technology, PC Outlet, and Tim Hortons.
I think I'm going to go get that double-double now.
Yeah, now I'm starting to think about it too.
We will see you all on Wednesday or Tuesday, every day.
Alrighty, thanks everybody for coming out.